Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to FSV Racing Live, Friday night Winston Cup Series from the historic Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm your host, Sean Reap, with my partner in crime, the man, the myth, the monster, Milton Minter Jr. How you doing, buddy?
Back home again in Indiana.
Or should I say Milton Neighbors?
And here we are back in Indianapolis and got a field here, and this is a unique track here. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, it races totally different here for stock cars than it does for Indy cars, of course. Indy cars go flat out around this place. It speeds up to 230, 240 miles per hour. Yeah, stock cars here in the truck physics, they get up to maybe 180, 190, but they got to slow a lot more for the corners. It's a balancing act, trying to keep that momentum up, but also not burn the tires off it. And this race has this track has a tendency to have long green runs or to be stingy with the caution flags.
And
So
they're long
that will be a factor.
like Pocono. Where you're like, I might have to take a pit stop to relieve myself here.
I don't think there's any caution in the world longer than a Pocono caution. You see the cars are hitting the track for happy hour practice here at a very brief driver's meeting. You see Mark DeRocket Desenza in a familiar position on the pole. Talk about back home again.
Yeah, he came, he conquered 2 weeks ago, and then, didn't race last week, and now here he is back. Welcome to New York, because he's from New York, so I always love that, what was that movie? Anyway, I'll think about it.
Let's welcome a new face on the track here. Listed on there as CCR Pops, but his name is John Snow. Goes by the nickname Pops, just like our Pops, Jim Margison. But he's visiting from the Carolina Classic Racing League. That number 70 Firebird you see there.
Because one of the original founders of FSB started his own league later on, where I met Mark DeSenza and a bunch of other drivers, and it was called CCR.
As was Creedence Clearwater Revival. But yeah, we're glad to have Pops 2 on board here in the number 70. Looks like he's practicing a start there.
Here again, as usual.
Yeah, Pops number 1 also in blue and white. Let's see, is he out there? I couldn't find him. A lot of guys practicing pit stops. Like I said, green flag stops, always a factor here. And this is one of the narrowest pit entries.
Go around the track so long, and then the race is going to be the way it is, but you better be ready to pit correctly. This is FSB.
Woo! Greg Palmer hanging it out there in practice.
Have some green flag stops, which are the most important thing here in the FSB 500. Me and Jim Ray both lost to Francis Dittman.
That's an entirely different type of racing.
Got to make that pit stop, and we both blew it.
Yep, that Indy 5. Oh wow, he's coming in hot for final pit stop practice here. Especially before that, he almost knocked the label off that Bacardi bottle there off turn 2 and managed to save it.
Well, you come off turn 3 into turn 4, and you got to angle that thing down and get it straight, and then keep it as much speed as you can, and then brake in a straight line down to 55 miles an hour.
Tom Jackson out there. Hey, and speaking of the Bandit, Francis Dittman checking in there.
There he is.
I'm sure he loves hearing you bring up his Indy 500 win every time we come here.
me and Jim still pound the desk and go, man, are you kidding me? There should be another trophy sitting right here. But you know what? To win a race, you got to win the race, and you got to execute. So you can say all you want about what coulda, coulda, woulda, but Francis Dittman won that race.
Yeah, one more lap and I would have had Matkins in the 1/500 I got to run before we stopped doing it.
Yeah,
One more lap. Because he was out of gas.
You never forget.
Yep. But meanwhile, we got a totally different type of racing here tonight. The draft is important, although it is not a drafting track. So you'll find that they break out into packs, but it's not like Daytona Talladega where it's, they're in a line. Well, they are going to be in a line, but it's not like you see the two lines working against each other or anything. It's all just a matter of getting the tow down the straightaways to make those a little faster. You'll see some cars snaking around trying to break that draft sometimes too. I don't like that myself. I'm not a huge fan of that strategy. I feel like that just makes the straightaway longer and opens you up to some shenanigans there. You might see it later in the race as these guys get a little more desperate to make passes.
Checking out Chase and Dolfer. I'm sure it was a big party after last week.
Yeah, stealing that one at Hattiesburg there.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Heck yeah, second win for Jammin' Jay. Got Brad Otto in the Wolf tobacco colors in the Wolfpack Racing
The
machine tonight.
Wolfpack.
Yeah, was that David Green that drove those in the Busch Grand National? I think it was David Green had that. Well, we gotta get to our predictions here.
I definitely got a nice Wolfpack hat from Brad.
There's the original Pops. Pops Markison in the 99 Scotch Blue Ford Thunderbird. The
Brad's
multi.
gonna need to stay on that lead lap and resist the urge
Drivers,
to pit.
to your cars.
Got the short pace lap here, so you got to get your picks in real quick here.
I'm gonna go with the 41 of Chris Beckman.
Beckman's due. He's had some rough luck lately. Battling, you see, he was on vacation for a bit there and then came back with COVID for the second time. Wasn't feeling so good for a couple weeks there. But he's back on the track. Having some internet issues tonight, though. So he does have Ryan on standby, Ryan Johnson. So hopefully his connection holds and you didn't just jinx it there. Man, Indianapolis.
If I had that kind of power, man, be in a different position, right?
Yeah, well, man, when you come to Indy, a big, fast track like this, you gotta go with that man on the pole. The number 3, Mark DeRocket DeSenza. This place is custom made for him. It's big and fast and flat. As long as he can get the pit stops taken care of tonight, I think he's got a shot at it.
Love the comments of Rick Johnson last week of just like, you know what, dude? This is just the greatest place to race, man. Everybody runs so smart and clean.
Rick Castle, yeah.
Paraphrasing.
And Rick Castle there. Looks like 4 rows back on the inside in the Crown Royal Monte Carlo.
And the first time I raced against Mark DeSenza was 18 years ago, or 19 years ago. And he whipped my butt in Indy, and this guy is good here. Better watch out.
Oh, noticeably absent is Slim Jim Gately in the field, I'm just noticing.
Yes, he is.
Dave Ellens wants to get down real early here as we're under green. Looking for a clean start here through turn 1. That's always tricky.
Got to get single file sorted out.
Got someone loose in the back.
Got to keep up with the pack.
Wow, they didn't go around. That was right there.
Running with the pack.
That was the 043 of Brian Lovell.
Like mustard was off the hot dog.
It was, but he held on to it. No harm, no foul. Oh, we got the 86 of DJ Sorrentino hard into the wall. That's going to collect Brad Otto and both Popses.
Tough start for the new Pops.
I think he's going to be okay. I think he just barely touched one of the cars while it was spinning. Taking a quick look at the front of his car, you see it looks okay. See what started this whole thing here. I think it was the 86 catching the wall.
Nice car. Pontiac.
So here we go. Coming off turn 4 here. 86. Oh, okay. Little right door-to-door contact there. The 86 and the 99. Brad Otto just had nowhere to go in that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that was net code there. I don't know. Do we see contact there? I mean,
well, look at it on board Brad Otto's car. We'll see what he saw. Yeah, I'd say there was a little contact. Not gonna assign blame for it, but oh, Brad got knocked down pit road.
This sim, one of the great things about it is there's usually either contact or not, and you've seen that right there. There was contact. Cars down pit road. I love that Pontiac of that's CCR Pops.
Yep.
Dude, that's like a Pontiac my dad drove in Trans Am back in the 70s. Early 72.
That would be how the Trans Am got its name.
Yep.
People who don't know racing and you don't know the history of it, they hear you talk about Trans Am and they immediately think of the streetcar. I'm like, nope. I'm talking about the series where that streetcar got its name from. And there was some pretty badass racing back in the day in there.
Well, you know, one of my sim teammates sent me a book. It's got a lot of pictures of my dad and, you know, all the greats of Trans Am, especially Parnelli Jones. You did not mess with that dude.
Mm-mm.
And, of course, great George Fulmer, Mark Donahue, Sweet Savage, Sam Posey, on and on and on.
Dan Posey, also a avid model railroader.
He's still kicking too, man.
He is
doing, you know, Le Mans promos.
Yeah, he's had some health issues, but he's still doing it.
By the way, if you're a racing fan, which if you are, you're watching this Formula One United States Grand Prix Sunday on ABC. Don't miss it.
Yeah, I saw Daniel Ricciardo, I think it was, has a Ricky Bobby themed helmet for it.
Yeah. You know, his thing is like, you know, if he wins a race, he drinks beer out of or champagne out of his booth, you know, his own racing shoe. So, they were showing qualifying or practice today, and fans in the stands in Texas were drinking out of their shoes, you know.
And speaking of health issues, there, like Sam Posey, Francis checking in there and says, hadn't been on since his wife had to have her left foot toes removed. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook there, Francis. I hope Betsy's feeling better. Wish her a speedy recovery. I know that had to be a stressful time there for both of you.
Well, here we are. We get a lot of time to talk here because,
like I said, the caution flags are long.
These cautions are long. Then you got to refocus and get back in and stay in that group.
Yeah, it's usually lap one, turn one. If you're gonna have a lap one incident here in Indy, it's usually that first turn. But this time they got it off 4. Lights are still on the FSB pace car. I think it should be off next time by. Another Firebird out there.
Yeah, it's funny because my screensaver right now has got my dad in a Firebird from Michigan in 1968, I think.
In wallpaper?
Yeah, on your wallpaper. Sorry.
Yep. Screensaver moves. Wallpaper does not.
My mom still remembers that car. She was like, that thing was so ugly. It was baby shit brown.
Yeah, but it was fast.
No, well, I don't know. They had they decided to make Michigan a road course and the oval with 70 cars from Trans Ams to sports cars and everything in between, and it was an absolute disaster where actually a fan was killed because it had rained so much that, and the fans in the infield, they were just sitting there with 4-foot fences there, and the guy was sleeping in his car and got hit by a race car and was killed. Unbelievable. Racing safety has come a long way, thank God. That was the race that my dad always talked about, that Parnelli Jones kind of moved him and put him into the mud, and he got stuck because it had been raining so much, and he broke the rear end trying to get it out. But the race was 500 miles, so they got the car running again. At the end, he saw Parnelli in the pits, and he said, hey, rookie, when you see Parnelli coming, you get out of Parnelli's way. You understand me? My dad said,
we're going to speak in the third person, huh?
Yes, sir, Mr. Jones.
We got the lights off on that
the Mr.
Pontiac
Jones
pace
in
car.
This race is that dude in the 3 car, and I'm telling you, I mean, he won't move you, but he don't have to, because this is a really good race for him. They got to stay with him, and to beat the 3 car, you need long runs and you need to outpit him and hope his one weak spot is his pits. So if you got a great driver like that that's going to be up in front every time, you at least say, thank God that he does have a weakness,
All right, pace car ducking in. Mark DeSenza taking you back to the green on the left, riding on board Jeff Hale through this restart on the right. Let's watch him work his way through turn 1 on these now heat-cycled tires. 1 lap of green flag on them as we go back here on lap 6.
Gendry, Hale, and Castle. 3 cars right here that haven't been in the mix the last few races. They'd like to change that. Got a new winner last week. Not one of the regulars that we've seen. These guys are not these studs like the 3 as he moves out there. they're human. They can make mistakes. And when it's your time, you want to take it. We know what this is. This is FSB racing, and it's pro sim racing. When you're sitting like P5 there with the 124, sometimes it's hard to judge, and you know,
So Andy
get a little
Wilhout
tighter back there about P5 in that group.
Andy Wilhout got out of shape there, lost a couple positions, but held on to it. No harm, no foul on that number 75. In fact, he's looking to fight back by the wounded 86 car, DJ Sorrentino.
Dave Allen's looking to move up. Race for the Cure, pink Cadillac. My guy at the 41, he went backwards there. Wondering what that Levi Strauss car is.
It's probably conserving.
Thinking here, exactly. Look, him and Rick Johnson, they got a plan. They always got.
Oh, pops Marguson into the outside wall there. Little door scrape. Ooh, Jason Dolfer, oh so close off turn 2. Well, that's one of the other keys of the race. You want to keep that right side in good shape on these cars. It's so aero dependent. And Dave Jandry loose on entry to turn 3.
P12 there, Coast Guard car.
Jeff Havoc.
Tower, Jeff Havoc. Back in black here, let's go.
Speaking of the back, riding in 20th place still here is CCR Pops. I think he's just trying to get the feel.
Well, there's a lot of pro leagues besides FSB still in this sim, and don't know what his history is here, but you know, he's definitely not his first rodeo.
Nah, he's the big boss over there at CCR, and he's a great racer in his own right, and he's just doesn't want to make waves, I'm sure. He's just, like I said, just getting to feel different. We have a different, yeah. They run some fixed setup races there. They run some open setup races. So you just want to get a feel for the different style of fixed setup, perhaps. Or maybe he hasn't run the trucks in this type of setup on this physics before. But he's got the hang of it. He's hanging in there. I think we'll see him get real comfortable after the first half of this race and start moving forward.
Yeah, that's... Things are spread out, though. It's starting to smell green here, but all it takes is one guy to, have a problem here.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about being in the position that you find Pops Snow in here, in the number 70 car, is you try and hang back at a place like this, and then you catch it caution-free instead. Now you've lost a lot of ground.
Well, we're gonna come up for like a name here.
No, Pops 2.
Pops 2 is, I don't know, man. Maybe Pops Snow sounds pretty good. Battle back here from 18th to 22nd. Guys are going at it.
Yeah, Brian Lovell working on Tom Jackson here. Looks like he'll take that spot.
Up in front of that group, and Donald Ritchie, Otto, and the 70 car.
Papa Snow.
Pops. Pop Snow.
Well, Ryan Johnson, one of the 2 Indiana natives in the field tonight, working on the 115 of Dave Ellens.
Back at the front. Back at the front.
Dun, 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 dun.
Back at the front. 3 cars not going anywhere. They on him. This place is like a cheese grater. Look at lap times go backwards quickly. Just don't want to be that guy that's pushing a little too hard. Start to anger that right front tire.
Yeah, Chris Beckman has dropped himself back to what spot's he falling into here? Waiting for the ticker to come back around. Falling to 10th place here. Ooh, a little wiggly off 4.
Sorry. The 3-car, what he does is executes lines perfectly. But the rest of these guys behind him are gotta be going, okay, you know. What we need to do is get some green flag here and beat this guy on pit road.
Jeff Havoc, oh so close to smacking the wall.
On the track. Aggressive there at 3, a little bit loose. Turn 1 there.
We're about midway through the run here. Tires are going to start to get real greasy on the front.
The Brothers Party paint car.
And Dave Ellens will just let him go.
Just want to be in that group, so that's good work right there. I think you just try to defend too much. Oh, it's a Dolpher into the wall. Is that the second time he's banged that Punisher car there?
He got real close once. I don't think he hit it the first time.
Hurt you there. Creeps up on you. Let's go with some in-car here. Pick somebody.
Let's go on board the Highwayman.
Jim Christopherson and P2 trying to work the 3 here. Think about what he's doing. He's watching him here. Every lap. Watching his mirror. Now you're lifted here. You're not braking unless you come up on somebody. You might trail brake. Otherwise, you're trying to keep as much momentum as you can. These cars lower than the Cup cars here, but still approaching 185. There you might use a little trail brake.
Yeah, about 160s through the corners. Come off close to 170.
You get a run, but it's not a lot. The only way you're going to have a chance is to get that good run, or they make a mistake coming out of turn 4 or turn 2. Then you get the run down the straightaway.
He's got a good run this time.
You see him close up, but not enough.
Up to 182 before he got off the throttle here for turn 1.
Whoa, right by the wall. Double apex. Right back down to the line. You don't want to get on that, below that line, because you can see the off-camber asphalt.
Off-camber, rumble strips down there, everything. Yeah, that was one of the things that was added to this track to reconfigure it for the stock cars to run here. Because all that area that's grass now, on the inside, that was paved, and the Indy cars would run down there, especially in qualifying. They cut that off, didn't want any stock cars testing that out, so they put grass down there.
been trying to work it. Now, as we go around this lap, we want to point something out here. Short shoot, turn 2 here. These guys are going to have to pit, so... Oh, it descends a little bit up against the wall here, so...
I don't think he hit it.
Now we got to run here.
Yeah, I think he had to pedal it to keep it out of the wall, and that's going to give Christopherson a run to the inside. And thinks better of it.
That's going to lose him momentum. What I was talking about is on your left-hand side of the A-post, on your left-hand side, this is where you got to pick up that marker right there and then get down to pit road. If you don't make it, you're going straight into that center post.
Oh, yeah.
That's how difficult pitting here is. No matter what car you're running. This isn't down below the white line now.
Speaking of pitting.
Kind of like Watkins. Speaking of pitting, that's got to be coming up.
It's got to be coming up in the next, I'd say, 2 or 3 laps.
Because, 12, 14 laps here at this track, cheese grater. They're a second off their times here.
Yeah, we can get about 20 laps here on a 2-mile track, a 2.5-mile track. 20 to 24, considering there's time off throttle here.
Is working the 3 here. This is beautiful stuff here. It's really showing you what the highwayman's got for skills here.
In fact, we do have the 22 car pitting.
And this looks like a really good track for him. And the 51 car is crept back up for this deal too. Putting the pressure on, and you're going to have stops here. That's
22 cars pitted and retired. Never mind. So that wasn't an actual pit stop message. Oh, here we go. 3-car coming in.
3 gets jiggy in the short shoot. And between 3 and 4, and he's spinning. I did not see that. 3 pits.
He's going to bring brings his teammates with him.
75-29.
That's a checkered flag motorsports team pit right there. Got the 3 of the 4 representatives there that are in the field tonight, all in a line.
What's the 40 gonna do now?
I think he's just had his hand forced.
With that group, they're all going to come in together here. 52, 43, 043. If 40 is pitting, they're all pitting. Look at that. Oh! Woo!
Good stops there.
And they all get in on that group.
Checkered flag boys are down and away.
Outside. But he made it work. I've always been an inside kind of pit guy, especially like Darlington, different. But the guys that can do it from the outside and bring it in. Beckman with a great stop there in the pit road. Let's see what happens here. And the 51 nailing it. He comes out. He could get to the line. No, it's the 40. Rick Johnson on the inside of the 51. Didn't get the spot or just beat him out. Pass on pit road. And the exit by Rick, the veteran, Rick Johnson.
He's falling in behind the 40. Oh,
51 in the grass.
No.
And he's coming out in front of the field. And he
saved it.
He
saved it.
Saves it.
That's going to cost him precious time, but he managed to not bring out a caution and not wreck anybody.
Look, man, in disaster situations, that was avoiding a disaster, but it was a disaster for him. Oh my gosh. Rick Johnson, finished Rick Johnson, put the pressure on him coming out there, and it just got to him. You know, I mean, he overdrove it a little bit. I mean, man, I've been there, done that with when that guy is that guy. We call him a co-goat. 124, 63 down pit road. Rick Castle out of P1. He would like definitely to get back on the podium here. I like his strategy. He's going to have better tires if this thing goes green. He's going to have options. Depends on how much he lost as the 3-car goes by.
Yeah, here's Rick Castle rolling off right now. I think he lost too much time staying out on those tires.
Boy.
He lost way too much time staying out on those.
Well, he needs it to go green again, but with losing that draft, that's
That is one of the sickest feelings. Is when you come out and you're on Gilligan's Island. There, you're all by yourself, and you got just put a beach ball in the passenger seat and name it Wilson.
Teammates, the Highline guys, getting together, trying to push here. They've already lost some time.
In fact, that whole group that Rick Castle came in with, they came out all kinds of disorganized. They're still not lined up.
Look at that, the pairing after pit stops. The Cinza, Jeff Hale.
By the way, your leader.
Lest we forget what this guy could do.
Your leader is pitting now, and that's CCR Pops. He stayed out. He's the last one to come to pit road here, and he cycled all the way to the lead.
What you see is what you get, which is this guy's a pro sim racer.
Now that's also going to cost him a lot of time, being the last one to pit road. But if he catches the caution, he'll be okay.
But he's trying to definitely getting it done the best he can. A 3-car. Back in the day, the only hope you had was he was going to use it up early or make a mistake pitting. He's done.
Caution on the speedway.
Caution is out.
And by the way, Pops 2 or Papa Snow, whatever you want to call him, he wisely gunned it down pit road to make sure that he sped off and didn't get caught a lap down. That was a veteran move right there.
That's a pro sim racer.
Wait, Mark DeSenza. DeSenza's stuck in down pit road a lap. What is going on?
Respectfully, we're pretty proud of what our league is about, and we encourage people to come. And the only reason this league has gotten this good is because guys came and whipped our butts.
Mark DeSenza just retired from the lead.
What?
He pulled down to pit road immediately and then retired from the lead.
Yeah, nothing on the scanner. I didn't hear nothing. Don't see nothing as far as like if there's a reason. You never know. I was running a truck race on Sunday morning once, and my wife had a stroke. And my daughter was screaming at me while I had my earphones on. And I was like, what? I'm running Martinsville. And she was like, Mom's having a stroke, I think. and obviously, right during the race, I crashed into the wall and jumped up, and fortunately, my wife's still alive.
Well, there's your
You
cause of the
never know
caution.
what can happen when you're running a sim race.
So there's a source of your caution. A solo spin by the 99 Pops Marguson off turn 4. And as you did that,
Wow. I mean,
Mark DeSenza was here in the lead.
destroying the field.
So here was Mark.
There is a possibility he could have hit like a button by accident, like the.
No, he went down pit road immediately after taking the caution flag. So
Wow.
pits were closed.
Okay. Well.
So we're watching here from the time the caution came out. See what happened. Did he hit something?
Could be,
No, he just went 100 miles per hour down pit road and retired it. Good. I hope I hope he's okay. That looked like an emergency to me.
Well, there you have it. You never know what the heck's going to happen. Well, thing about racing is, my dad did it for 50 years, and there wasn't a lot of opportunities to win against the best. And then sometimes they emerged, and what are you going to do? Problems for one person is opportunities for other, and that's the way it is in sports and racing. So somebody going to win here that you didn't expect.
Meanwhile, a massive beneficiary of this would be the 70 car of Pop's Snow. Looks like Tom Jackson will get himself back to the lead lap here. He's going to be a recipient of the Lucky Dog. All those guys who had pitted late, they're gonna benefit greatly from this.
In car, we got Chris Beckman. You got a copy, Chris?
Roger, gotcha.
Chris, looks like you kind of fell back. We're running a conservative strategy there or something, but you got yourself back up to P5 now. What was your approach here tonight?
Oh, nothing. Just taking it easy. I've done a bunch of volunteer work the last couple weeks for the Ozark Highland Trail Association. We're not running their car tonight, but we probably will next week.
Awesome.
So pretty tuckered out from working out in the woods and clearing trails for those hikers,
That's crazy, man. Sometimes when you're burned out, you might have your best race,
I'm just trying to make sure I got energy for the end of the race. These things tend to get pretty crazy at Indy, so.
Anybody
We'll
got
see.
any idea what happened to the 3-car leading the race and then brought it in hot and exited? He say anything, or you guys do anything?
No, I didn't hear anything on the radio. I was kind of surprised as you were. I don't know if it had something to do with the caution or if that was just totally coincidental.
It was
really
totally
sure.
coincidental as far as we could tell. The caution was for Pops spinning in the 99 car, all by himself. There's nobody anywhere even near him. It didn't look like Mark had hit the wall or anything. He just instead of driving to the caution, he drove straight to the pits and retired immediately.
Yeah, we have had a history of engines running hot at this track. I mean, maybe it was just his engine picked that moment to expire. I'm not really sure.
That's crazy. I'll see if I can text him or something, because we are baffled, and he was my pick tonight.
Well, we got Jam and J fans in the house, and Bob S going for obviously CCR Pops there. Cool. Thanks for watching. while we're under caution here, I've got to get me a couple beers here. Ultra
Yeah.
Bright Budweiser, the king of beers.
It really felt like on the track that thing was going to continue to go green. I was surprised to hear the caution come up.
Yeah, it really had a green feel to it, and it was just, again, it was a single car incident. Lights are off on the FSB pace car. So thanks for stopping in there, Chris. I know you gotta get focused here, get ready to get back to green.
He's got to
Yeah,
give me a
appreciate
lap
you
back.
guys.
You gotta give Tom Jackson the lucky dog there.
I do, yes. He did earn it, so I have to give it to him.
All right. Well, Tom, you were the only person on the track who probably wanted to see that caution.
I know, right?
You looks like you got the right side of the car knocked in a little bit there. Did you get a chance to fix it?
Yes, sir. We did a little banging on it, but it wasn't too bad.
Little impromptu body work, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not gonna do the car any favors. It's gonna be tighter. It's gonna eat the tires a little faster. But you're back in the mix, so
Yes,
that's
sir.
good.
I'm gonna jump back down there. I appreciate you guys.
Good luck, bud. That'd be my teammate Tom Jackson, the 87 car, having a rough night, but he's back on the lead lap pending this restart. Hey there, Bob S. tuning in, cheering for Pops. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, man. We have fun doing this. We're here every Friday night during our seasons. Yeah, definitely some crazy twists and turns there with the mysterious retirement of Mark DeSenza after straight up dominating the first part of that race. He led 20 laps, and we're here on lap 30, about to be 31, taking the restart, and he's just gone. Again, I hope everything's okay over in DeSenza land, and that wasn't an emergency retirement like Milty was talking about with his wife's medical issue. Meanwhile, his teammate Jeff Hale cycles to the lead. The Highwayman Jim Christopherson second. Other teammate Ryan Johnson running P3. Co-goat Rick Johnson, no relation, running fourth. And look at that. Tower. Jeff Habik up to fifth.
Well, the 29 in the lead here. This is a great track for him also here. And we see the lead car be able to manage the field here. Ryan Johnson taking a look coming out. Saw a bunch of stuff about his son, just all the cool stuff he's racing.
Yeah, Isaac's out there doing some real racing.
Isaac is, of course, a badass here at FSB in the past, and now doing it for real.
Check it out. We got the Big Cactus checking in from Tucson, Arizona. Good to see Steve Weber in the chat.
What's up, brother?
Well, the Highwayman wants P2 back.
If you had a most popular driver at FSB throughout the years, it would be Steve Weber.
He got some stiff competition from Den.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, made a guest appearance over there at CCR, where Pops comes from. Ran at the at Michigan in their Saturday night race and managed. I finished second. Den won it, and I finished second to him. I was right on his bumper.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, but it was cool because I know he's been winning races, but he's never won a race that I was in. So finally, after 7 years, I got to give him a nice little door slam after a race.
Here comes Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, Ryan's all over Jeff Hale.
Full of piss and vinegar here. Let's go, 59.
He's breathing the sauce on his teammate there.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Give a call to Jeff Habik in that 101 car. He is hanging up there. P5 in the mix. I think he likes this track.
That's what a dude needs, especially getting this. Johnson just greases the wall a little bit.
Yeah, no harm, no foul there. I don't think that even ruffled the paint.
Well, he can paint it back again, so he's not worried about that.
He'll just write the estimate and have one of his guys do it.
Well, that's what a boss do.
Yeah, he's the boss now. Now we've settled in here as the tires heated up, but Ryan Johnson
This
is
look
not
very
relenting.
Settled to me.
Well, they're not actively making runs on each other right now. How about that? There's no noses underneath fenders.
What is Rick Johnson thinking right now? Back and forth here. He has kind of shown multiple, his, whole repertoire of being able to go fast and then being able to chill. He wants to work himself, trends. As we got the 41 come down low on Jeff Abbott, working it down the straightaway, trying to side draft, can't get it.
Yes, Jeff's teammate Dave Ellens kept the draft on the 101 there, and Chris just couldn't quite complete the move. They were watching off the back bumper of Jeff Habbick right now.
Look, that 101 car is like going, man,
Meanwhile,
done a lot of work here. Here comes Rick Johnson.
we got to move for third.
Trying to root him out of that spot. The 40 trusts Rick and gets that outside. When you go through the short chute, you get that run. And it's not about, like Sean said earlier, like you don't have a draft. The thing is the alternate exits of the short chutes and exits out of 4 and 2 changes your momentum. So people like to say, well, there's no draft here. There is a draft.
There's a huge draft.
The problem is getting the momentum of the car. You either pick one or the other or the same. Then you get a little arrow, so it's like a battle of discipline. Every lap. Can't get out of your depth or try something, a little bit different. You're going to hit the wall. Then you're in a world of hurt.
We'll switch to the expendable cam on Chris Beckman's bumper. He's still looking for a way around that 101. Oh, I think Chris Beckman's blown up. Or no, he just let Dave Ellens go. Okay. He slowed suddenly on the backstretch.
We always talk to him, and he lends more time than any other driver for the fans here, which is, really cool. Get in depth with him and to, hear what he says and what's on his mind, and then to watch him race it that way. He's telling you what he's going to do. What I think I'm capable of, what I feel like doing, and how I'm going to assess the race here. After a long battle there, both cars get by the 101 there. Great job by Tower to let him by here. I think he knows, he's in the ballpark with these guys, but not, as time goes on, as a driver, you have to accept that, because through my career, I definitely went from being that fast guy to realizing, man, I gotta get the spot up, man. I'm just not.
There you see some of that snaking down the front stretch.
That's fast,
I'm not a fan
Johnson
of.
also, tire wear is so funny here and runs. Just a few things, and then all of a sudden, The 52 doesn't look comfortable. Almost looks a little tight here. Or you just miss a few corners and you get beat and then get back in line and try to do it again. Bottom line here, leading is the definite advantage, but here goes the 59 down low. Trying to get down low there, but he stalls out. But he gets a different alternate line right up against the wall.
Ooh, that was as close as you can get.
29. In my career racing against Jeff Hale, you did not want to see that guy behind you. But he's evolved his craft. He's become multifaceted. He was just, back then he was just, he was going to pass you with cold tires and you better get out of the way or whatever, Now he's crafted it. The 59 has not seen this kind of mustard in a while. That car looks really good. And he looks really good. Obviously, when we talk about the car, it looks really good. They're all running the same setup. But, what the driver does with his steering settings, how he feels, how he's racing, that's the car.
So they were last on pit road on lap 28.
We see decision lead and pretty much dictate. The 29 is getting mugged here. And these other cars behind are starting to push too. All thinking about making moves and then backing it down. But, you get too jiggy with that and you get a bad apex in the corner and the cheese grater grinds your tires a little bit. This is the original Indy from 2003 and it's a cheese grater.
So we're about halfway through a fuel and tire run here.
Lap time's about 3/4 of a second off what they ran.
Well, Jeff Havoc finds himself in a hornet's nest back there.
Rick Johnson kind of falling
back
back
in
a
line.
little bit.
So is his teammate, Chris Beckman.
Think about this track is what I've always remembered is as a driver, I'm thinking I didn't do anything different than I did the last run. Why is my car going off? Why won't it turn? All of a sudden, stuff happens to you, and you're like, I don't really remember pushing, or maybe you do, It's like, man, I missed that corner a little bit. And then all of a sudden, I'm missing it again.
And you see there at 40, Jim Christopherson, he had a huge run down the front stretch, but he had to eat it because he just wasn't there before the corner.
Well, the great ones are able to discipline themselves, stay in the right run, and then here comes Rick Johnson down below the 40. 59 kind of trying to get the arrow off, and he picks up the 52, still side by side with the 40. Close quarters, down turn 3 and then turn 4.
I think he was trying to pull the 52 with him to try and get a run on Jeff Hale.
That was it. Here comes the 40 down low on the 59 now.
And again, not quite there before the corner, and Jim Christopherson backs out of it.
It's perfect when you're behind somebody, but when you pull out, you hit a brick wall. And nobody else is going to go with you. It's not like Daytona. Not like Talladega. It's different. Completely different. And that leader, just like with DeCinza, you know, up front there, Hale's like just sitting on a sack of seeds right now. You guys all, you know, duke it out there.
Oh, something's gone wrong with Jason Dolfer. Coming off pit road now.
Rick Johnson getting really close to the 40 there, and to back off a little bit. Because they're duking out, and Dolfer down low, about to go a lap down, I think.
Yeah, he just came off pit road all by himself. It's a precarious position.
In that mix there, and that's extremely, you know, you don't want to be that guy when you know you got problems. Then.
Oh, a bunch of cars. Cars pitting now, yeah.
The leaders are pitting. Jeff Hale down low. Perfect execution, all 5 of them.
The Dolfer was just the first to pit, but he was all by himself, so he lost the lap.
I'm not sure.
I know, 4-3 is in the 10th spot.
Ryan Johnson down pit road, the brothers body and paint crew working on that car. I'm sure Isaac's watching somewhere here. Probably getting ready for another go-kart race or you know, sprint car race. Who knows, man? Oh, Hale and the 59 side by side. Jeff Hale gets the spot. Dude is on it tonight. That's vintage Jeff Hale. Ryan Johnson trying to put the pressure on. These will be the eventual leaders, but these guys are dogging each other. Whoa, the 40 on the grass, 52 on the grass.
I think you can cut it just a little bit there
no arm,
and not
no
get
foul,
flagged.
No blood, no grass, no mud. 59 all over the 29.
Your leader is now Chris Beckman in the 41. Probably going to come in this time by. Oh, he gets some wall in between 3 and 4.
Oh, the 52 right on the back of the 40. How did he not hit him right there? And not lose momentum. I hear tires screeching.
Yeah, here comes the 41 and the 124 making their pit stops. Cycling the lead to the 43, Donald Ritchie.
These guys put on a show or what? Perfect execution is what you need. The 41 angles the car to point out after perfect box execution. Talk about box execution, you're talking about the box you have to pit in. This is not iRacing here where you can drive through people. This old sim, he makes you work for it. I love iRacing, by the way, but I love NASCAR in 2003 too.
43 Donald Ritchie, I think, is out of gas.
41 sideways coming out of pit road. Handles it. And he's back
Caution.
up and he's
Caution.
He is in the lead and the caution is out.
Caution's out either for the 43 blowing up or
Well,
maybe.
you know, I think that works for Chris Beckman. I think he's going to get that spot. We'll see how NASCAR timing and scoring figures this out. Oh, man.
Well, Brad Otto is going to be your lucky dog.
1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. I'm not sure, man. You know, of course, the longer the race goes, the more confused I get here. So,
Sure, it has nothing to do with the Budweiser.
it has everything to do with that.
Okay, looks like the source of our caution. Yeah, okay. Jeff Havoc, who was having himself a great run here. P6 after that pit cycle. Comes out here with Dulfer and Jandry. And they just get their doors together. Hard shot to the outside wall. And that's the source of your caution right there. So
Yeah,
caution
I mean,
coming
they
out.
had caught, Jeffrey and him had caught that once, and then they had it again, right? I mean, that what I'm seeing.
That's what I saw.
And you know, it didn't look malicious. Just
Then
you know,
immediately
the way,
Donald Ritchie was
the
rolling
way
down
it
pit
was.
road. Yeah, Donald Ritchie must have been just about out of gas, and that's why he had to come in early. He couldn't roll to the caution flag. Oh, he was completely out. So that was the story there.
Oh, it's like trying to pay for gas in California.
Meanwhile, all these guys are trying to figure out, trying to get themselves caught back up to the end of the lead lap.
Well, you know,
So while they get this sorted out,
51 to
because
64, 13 laps. You can make it from here.
yeah, Donald Ritchie did refire the car, so I'm pretty sure he was out of gas, not blowing up. There he is on the track right now. All right, so while they get this
Coach.
sorted out, as it's always chaos when the caution flies during a pit sequence, I am going to step aside, so I will be good to go to the finish, and hand it over to Milty.
Well, you know, don't shake it twice. Chris Beckman in the lead. Just running a chill race, pointing things out. Had a little luck here. You see all this pack, they just as fast as the rest of them. Track position P1. That's been, you know, pretty much status quo. So still clutching here. It's going to start to get more aggressive here now. Like we talked about when we talked to Chris Beckman, was, you know, sometimes those races, you know, Michael Jordan and the flu game, you know, I think my dad had a race where he broke his toe playing around on his Honda 70 and ended up getting a P3, I think, at Mid Ohio with a broken toe. Never know. Rick Castle, just good work all night battling. He's up in P3 now. Never giving up. And obviously, you know, great pit sequence for the 124. Ryan Johnson just really been on one tonight here. And this is kind of, you know, what he planned for this season, you know. know, still helping with the admin skills, but really trying to focus on winning the championship, and it just hasn't really went that way for him. But lest we forget who he is, you know, and what he can do. And he's really showing that tonight.
It looks like we're all sorted back out here.
Rick Johnson, the same. I mean, it's just, you guys are really, I said it once, but just listening to the comments last week in the Winter Circle, and Rick Johnson talking about, and I could feel the passion of
Rick Castle.
his words of how he was, man, you know, the racing here is just so cool. Everybody races so clean and hard, you know, and skilled. Ryan Lovell, I mean, didn't he spin at the beginning of the race in the L43? He's up at P6 right now. Where did he come from? My time's running out now. Lights are out on the pace car.
Yeah, got the damaged car of DJ Sorrentino up there in 8th. Everything's all jumbled up because where they fell back in line after the pit sequence and caution flag started. So I guess Jeff Hale crossed the line, scored in 2nd, in between Chris Beckman and Rick Castle, who pitted together.
Well, I think Beckman has had the pace all night. He was really chill on the radio, but the car was competitive. He's tired, you know, but all of a sudden you're leading with 10 laps to go. Hit the Brickyard 400, FSB Brickyard 400, or whatever it is. It's Friday night.
64 times 2.5, whatever that is.
Well, it's the Brickyard. He'll be kissing the bricks virtually if he wins this. But you got that guy. Oh, man. Gosh, I remember so much seeing that 29 guy. What's he going to do? Great at restarts, but a great restart was the 41. Here comes the 124 with a good start. Can't make it down. Ten to go. 11 to go. Coming up on 10 to go. Now, you know, 4 laps. Caution comes out with 4 laps to go. It's over. So what does the 41 want to do? He wants to lead. What can they do with him?
Yeah, don't forget, Francis, you gotta count.
Right now. You got plenty of time. These guys behind need to get them working together and work the 41.
Here we go, 10 to go. Because remember, you gotta count the last lap, Francis.
Yeah, 10 to go.
Yeah, you were right when you said 11. Francis was saying 10 to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned that one real quick up here after a couple seasons.
I sure as heck didn't as a driver.
Well, that's because when you're in a drive and you hit F1, it just tells you how many laps there are to go. You don't have to do the math.
These guys are smart behind them. They know they have no chance if they dog each other here. They gotta work together and get a run on the 41. The 29 is showing. That's what you're doing is showing. Work with me. Somebody pick me up here. Did that a little too far though. And kind of lost that apex and lost about a half a car length. The 41 is just looking in his mirrors going, yeah, just keep playing, boys. I'm about to win this thing. It is what it is. You know, each track that we show up to every week has its different characteristics. This one, you know, at the end of the race, if you're in the lead, you're in pretty good shape, as long as you don't mess up.
24 Rick Castle looking underneath.
But they're working the outside on him now.
Teammates trying to hook up.
They're not done. But that apex that Chris ran there, though, he gets that exit. The key is the exit out of 2 and 4. If they don't beat you there, they can't get enough to get you. There are how many cars there are. It's just the way the track works. But they're
Oh, they got to run this time.
now. Here comes the 29 down low. That's the only way they got a chance is they all work together to defeat him. What do you do now? In IndyCar, you just defend low. But here you want good apex. If you're gonna dog me
And
down low,
might be there this
I gotta
time.
get that outside in. Whoa, he gets sideways. Now that's gonna change things here a little bit. 29's gonna get a run here just to go outside or in.
He's got the outside run.
He's defending center. So he's making him work that outside line. That's gonna break up the group here. Beautiful work by the 41 there. He gave him nowhere to go. That was awesome racing right there. Once again, they're going to push, though. They don't want to finish where they're at.
He knows how hard it is to pass here, so he's making Hale work for it.
It's tense, man. That's finished Jeff Hale. And he's a badass against Briss there. And the 59 is really, he's feeling himself tonight.
Giggity. Ryan Johnson's looking underneath.
And he's
gonna clear him and get the spot.
And move him. No contact, just great racing there. He's like, you know, heck with this. I got plenty of time. Coming up on 4 to go. He's gonna need help, and he lost that a little bit. Castle getting into P3 there. Castle loves this track. But here comes Jeff Hale trying to get back, and Rick Johnson's going to help. But he can't make it done. Beckman, that's exactly what he wanted to see. Chaos in the rear.
Ooh, Jeff Hale got loose there underneath Rick Castle.
Whoa, now they're
Gives a run.
close.
Brian Lovell, where did he come from? On the outside. Looking to get around Hale and Rick Johnson.
know what Lovell can do with these big tracks. Try to get on the podium here. Here comes Ryan Johnson trying to work the 41. Do I need help? I don't need help.
I got so busy watching these race. Oh, that was perilously close to a block. Oh, and he gets the wall.
41 hits the wall, and the 59 hits the wall.
41 hit it harder though.
41 scraping up against the wall again. Here comes
Ryan Johnson looking low. He's got the draft from the 124.
He's got a door, and he's got the lead.
This ain't over by a long shot.
Sideways through turn 3. And he holds it. But he's going to lose some momentum out of 4. He's going to defend low. He's got draft help down low.
Flagman holds up the furled green and white flags, indicating 2 to go.
He's outside.
Rick Castle, where did he come from? Charging up to P2.
Still side by side with the 41. Ryan Johnson in the lead.
They're going to take the white flag this time by.
You may not like that little dip that he did right there, but that was a smart move, bro. That's breaking the draft right there.
Well, yeah, when it gets down to the end, that's fine. I don't like it during the first part of the race.
One
gets-
to go here.
When you get down to the end of the race, it's you do what you need to do to defend that lead.
They follow him down low now. They're like, I don't think so. They still got to run it. Man, I'm speechless. Really?
Rick Castle's got newer tires. Hey, I'm trying.
Hold those cars. Castle says, I'm not done here. I can win
Oh,
this
Christopherson gets a huge chunk of wall there off turn 2. I think CCR Pops is going to go around, and we got the caution flag in the air as we race back to the checkers.
race. Race to the checkers.
I think some people
Johnson
might.
out of turn 4. Ryan Johnson, can he win it?
So Rick Castle's got the newer tires, and I think his right side's clean. But he's gonna
It's Ryan
come up
Johnson
short.
down this straightaway.
Oh, look at this drag race in the front
Ryan
stretch. Rick Johnson
with
and
the
Brian
win.
Lovell. And Ryan Johnson
Woo!
literally
Yeah.
back home again in Indiana. Wins his home track race. He won it in the trucks this season rather.
Look,
in the Truck Series
obviously,
opener.
This season has not been what he wanted thus far, and now, there's a new hope here for the championship. How about Castle there? Wow. Just, when I talk to him and I watch him race, I envision, myself like, just that's kind of the kind of racing I would have to do if I was still running. And burn them off. Get some. Burn them. Burn them. Banging the walls. Time to be Spider-Man here and kiss the bricks.
Be Spider-Man and kiss the bricks? I think you mean be Dale Jarrett.
Well, Spider-Man was Elio Castro Neves, and also Tony Stewart climbed the
Yeah, Tony
fence.
Stewart climbing the fence at Daytona first, and he said he learned he's just too old and fat to be climbing fences.
Yeah, I can relate. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can identify. He was younger than I am now when he said
Well, I'm not
that.
fat, but I'm old.
Well, Ryan Johnson just would not be denied charges late there
What
to
a
get around
show! Are you kidding me?
his teammate, one of the best in the business there, Jeff Hale, and to get around Chris Beckman on somewhat fresher tires, I believe, because Chris was on pit road when that caution came out. And everybody stayed out and ran what they brung and made a hell of a finish of it. I mean, this track gets a bad reputation sometimes. It's not necessarily producing the best racing, but that was one of the best we've seen on a Friday night.
Yeah, Indy, absolutely. They made a liar out of me, and many, I did not see that coming. But then again, with the progressive setups and the skill of these drivers, yeah, they're fixed setups, but they're very good.
Yeah, it's so hard to pass. Definitely got to have some teamwork. But good night for us. I want to shout out to Mark, our teammate. I know he was leading and seemed like he was dominating like he normally does here, but had to stop because of a back issue. So shout out to him.
Oh, that stinks. We were wondering. We were baffled, and we were really actually worried that like some kind of emergency had come up because yeah, he was dominating like you said, and then he didn't even wait to take the caution. He just head straight to pit road. So sorry to hear that about DeRocket Descenza there.
Yeah, and I want to say sorry about that bamboozle. I thought I was leaving that caution coming up, but apparently no. I have to go back and look at the replay. It happened so quick at the start-finish line, and that's where it usually screws everything up. So I hope nobody got penalized for that.
It didn't appear that anybody got penalized. I didn't see anybody coming in for a stop and go. That hold you for so many laps that they usually get for passing under caution. You know how it goes. You've been doing this long enough. All hell breaks loose when a caution comes out during a pit sequence like that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Donald Ritchie was out of gas in the lead coming to pit road, actually. And that actually saved him because he ended up 12th on the lead lap. And look at the sixth place. Pops. John Snow visiting us from Carolina Classic Racing there. He ends up strong finish there in sixth place in the 70 car. Meanwhile, in second, Rick Castle, you were part of that group that came in almost the last cars to come in before that caution came out and had the slightly fresher tires there.
Yep.
What more did you need to hold them off or get back by?
What you're talking about, Ryan? There, yeah. I mean, yeah. I just needed for him to slip just a little bit there, I think. But he was on a couple lap older tires than me. But congrats to him. He held on well, and appreciate he actually gave me a little help there. I think on 2 to go, I caught a little bit of draft on him when the guys had a run behind me. But real happy with the run tonight. Good to be back here, and shout out to Synergy Motorsports. I have to do that for Jason. He likes me to recognize us out there.
That's a great team you guys got together there.
Exactly. I mean, you were kind of up against it there. I don't know if I've seen a more entertaining Indy race as this one, where normally you would think guys were like back there a little bit. They're not going to be able to make moves, and really just between pit stops and getting track position, you had a chance to win this race, right?
Yeah, I felt that. I the 124 team, we did a little extra practice this afternoon, and I think it paid off.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. That was vintage Jeff Hale right there, dude. I was scared for everybody else.
You want to have him behind you.
That was like I had nightmares back in the day.
Yeah, I've been there, done that, and yeah, great run there, Hale, picking up where Descenza left off. But man, Ryan Johnson, something about Indianapolis just seems to get you up on the wheel, and you could tell that you just wanted this one. You had the bit in your teeth. Tell us about your run there, bud.
Well, it's my home track. I
Yep.
love running some Indy. Didn't think I had a winning car, but man, towards the end of the race, it was just hitting my marks and ended up getting by those guys and got the victory. I don't know if I've got an Indy Friday night. I know I've got them in other series.
Yeah, you
so,
took the Truck Series opener this season
yeah,
too
but
at
I
Indy.
don't think I've taken Friday night yet, so I'm excited for it. So, shout out to John Palmer. He's watching on your broadcast. He was rooting for me the whole way.
The dog.
He's been texting me and cheering me on, and
Oh,
a
hell
little
yeah.
friend of mine, and thanks for
Friend
that.
of ours, yeah.
Yes, and yeah, just totally stoked right now. I'm glad to pick up the W.
And that really did you some big favors in the points too. That picks you up to 3 spots in the standings to 13 back. You've got this thing in realistic striking distance with 5 more races to go. And I know that's your eyes on the prize here. That's the one missing from the trophy case.
But
Yeah,
we still haven't seen you run like you probably wanted to and get a, because, to put a stamp on the championship, you want to get a win, and
Yeah,
you,
I look
had
back
great
at a
track
couple.
position. You worked your pit stops, but then you were still behind, and you just manhandled your way to the front, which I did not see that coming, man. I mean,
Well, I've been working on the racecraft, racing here and other leagues, and really been enjoying myself this year. I got a little bit behind in the points. Had a little bit of bad luck, couple races in a row after a strong start, and I'm hoping I can finish it off strong. I don't know if I have anything for Rick, but I'm going to give her hell.
It only takes a couple of races of opposite luck there for it to
the thing
to switch around.
The way you won this race, that's Ryan. If you can continue to, have races like this fall into your wheelhouse, that's going to be, for you. So
Next week's North Wilkesboro, and I believe that's one in your wheelhouse too.
Yep, that's one of my favorites. So yeah,
So we're
just
looking forward to
take
that.
a race at a time.
Yeah, looking forward to that. A classic track for these classic cars, and we got another guest up in here. How you doing, Pops 2, as we've been calling you tonight?
Oh, yes, I'm doing. I had a blast, and I had a blast.
Great to have you over here, man.
I appreciate it.
welcome to FSB, definitely.
I appreciate it. I really had fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good finish there.
Yeah, you just kind of hung out in the back all night, and then you just right when it counted, popped up there, almost the top 5 there, ended up 6th. That was a pretty. Yeah, you even got yourself laps led by staying out there.
Left some laps too. Yeah.
Some great run there, great debut.
I just want to say I appreciate it, guys. And Ryan, I need to talk to you private.
Sure, I'll be down in a second.
Cool. Yeah, good.
So,
Yeah, so we welcome Jon Snow, Pops 2, or Pop Snow. We've been throwing names around there.
That's what I've been talking about. Like, we got these other sim leagues, and our guys run in other leagues, and I'd love to see these other guys show up and compete with our guys on Friday nights, and make, some big ass fields, and we're seeing that, and
That would be
seeing
awesome,
guys
yeah.
showing up, and the NASCAR 2003 community is still pretty big, and we can make it bigger, when we go do each other's leagues and run races and get some TV time. I mean, let's go.
Yeah, so it's good to
Let's
see that.
pile it up.
Little cross-pollination of leagues there, and CCR's got a good thing going there. Pops is a great guy, so it's good to see him have a good run tonight. Cool looking car too.
Like-minded people, I mean,
yeah. So to put a bow on this one here for race 7 of this 12 race season 44. Again, your top. We thank our podium finishers joining us here: Jeff Hale, Rick Castle, your race winner Ryan Johnson. We thank, as always, Chris Beckman, the series admin, popping in, doing the in-race reporting as well. He almost had this one. Ended up falling pretty far back there at the end, but he gave it his best shot. And we know he hadn't been feeling well lately, so it's good to see him having a good run again. We thank our sponsor, of course, Farmer Brothers Contracting, putting up the hardware these guys are racing for here with Rick Johnson in your points lead over Ryan Johnson, Rick Castle, Jim Christopherson, and Jammin' Jason Dulfer rounding out your top 5 there as we move forward. Next week we'll be at North Wilkesboro, the classic uphill downhill short track. That's always, you know what, I thought that was going to be a boring one last time, and we had a barn burner there too. So looking forward to see what kind of surprises that one has in store for us. We thank, as always, our league owner and promoter, Sam Young, keeping this thing going almost 20 years now. And of course, couldn't do it without Milty, my partner in crime, Milt Mitter Jr., joining me in the booth from Fresno, California.
Yeah.
So, heck yeah, until next week, I've been your host, Sean Reap, saying good night for FSB Racing Live.